So this is how I start with a shaved mannequin head. This is the hair that I like to use the most. I do use a glue gun instead of sewing. I find it a little bit faster, and I can also tear the wig apart. It's so important to measure out your sections to give you a guide. And when you are doing the glue line, you can see that I'm stretching the wig cap out. That's so the wig doesn't go smaller than what you want it. And every so many rows, I will pull the wig cap off of the head. Just that the glue, it's a lot easier to get the cap off if you're doing that the whole thing isn't glued to the head. So every so many rows, I'll go back and repeat and just pull the glue off the mannequin head. So I just continue to repeat the lines as I go back up the head, spacing it out, usually about an inch to an inch and a half in between, depending on how thick I want the wig. When I get to the top, it's a little bit different. So I do line up the top area to give me a guide. Lots of rows to make a nice full wig. When I start the front, I do the first panel that is sitting there flat. Then the next couple of sections just on the round of the head, I will start to lift up with my tail comb after I glue. You'll see what I mean in a minute. What the lifting up does with the comb is it will create almost like a natural fall, like how the hair naturally falls on someone. It's always important to measure your wefts before you place them in, and I always will cut upwards. It's a lot easier and you're losing less hair when you do that. One thing I do when I do go to color the wig after is I wait at least 24 hours before doing so, just to allow the glue to adhere. When I do get to the top, I do closer sections, anywhere from an inch to a half an inch. A lot of it is more by feel on the density that I want on the wig. I will add a lot more detail to the top as well. When I go to color the wig after, I like to use a demi-permanent color or a semi-permanent color. Like Joico Intensity colors are one of my favorites, or the Lumishine Demi Liquids. They're very gentle to the hair and long lasting. Doing the glue line slightly curved to follow the round of the head, as the top will all be done in a circular motion. If you want to create a part line, you can glue it in, just like I showed you. That does give you another option as well to slightly create a part. I usually don't myself, but it's always an option. Also, I wanted to say, if you do try making your own wig, please tag me if you happen to post. I would love to see your work. That would be so awesome. It's such a relaxing process to make a wig. Usually in total it takes me just under 2 hours to complete. Sometimes I will go in between the lines when I'm setting the hair, and that's what I meant by I definitely go by feel on how the density is when I'm creating a wig. So I do like to stand back and take a look, feel with my hands, and just see if it's thick enough or if it's getting too thick. I'm always very cautious on that as well, just to have a really nice balance. And the more you create a wig, the more you will adapt to how the feel will be. When I am doing a wig, I do try to stick to, if it's going to be a lighter color, I am going to use a lighter wig cap. If it's going to be a dark color, I will use a dark brown, just so I'm not seeing the cap underneath. So that's something to consider when you are making your wig and what your final outcome will be. When I do get to the top, I use smaller pieces to try and fill in that gap. And then I like to take individual hairs to fill in just the edge of the weft. You'll see in a few minutes what I'm talking about. If I was to do this where I would be wearing the wig all the time, or I would be worried about where the top circle would be, say for a photo shoot, I will have a tendency to move that towards the back of the head. You could also go in and sew those final wefts on, that you're not having to worry about seeing any of that. That is also another option I would use. And I would use a strong linen thread if I was to sew the last couple of wefts on. There are so many different ways to make a wig. This is just one option that I like to do. It's fast and easy, and like I said before, I can take the wig apart and remake or add pieces in. It gives me more versatility when I'm doing competition work. It's very important to allow the hair to dry completely before I go in and color. When I do color, I use demi-permanent or semi-permanent color. So this is a picture of the wig after I freshly colored it with a semi-permanent color. And just playing around with updos gives you lots of options. Thanks for watching.